Thanks for everyone who came to the stream to watch Magmal, but it's actually Murder Monday. It's a little bit of both.
Lawyers.
Cheese it taco from Taco Bell.
Where the fuck is my fly swatter?
Peak is approaching.
Can't wait for peak. It takes as much time as Freem is going to take, or would have taken, on doing
To
that
beat
Magmal
that
level.
Magmal level. I'll play that
To
Magmal
beat
level.
that Magmal level.
Probably off stream. I'll do it just for you, but I won't do it on stream. Because I can
No.
I only got so much time to stream, and I don't want to spend it on that. That one Twitch clip
Understandable.
was all you needed.
It was. I could not have found a more clippable moment of that stream if I tried.
It was
The
instant
magnet
karma.
jump scare.
I thought that I was saying there's no way I'm going to be so cautious around these quick beams, and then the level just grabs me by the throat and fucking throws me in it against my will.
It's so fucked up.
Anyway, let's play lawyers.
I could not believe it.
Let's do. It's the last. It's time for court for trials and tribulations. Holy shit!
It's true.
Bridge to the
Holy
turnabout.
Freem
Trial.
could stream it.
Oh yeah, I have to do 2. I mean, I haven't started yet. Look, it's right here.
Oh my god. They haven't
my-
started yet.
Oh my god. I can't believe it.
Alright. So this
should-
is the last case ever.
I should update my stream information so it doesn't say I'm playing Magmal now.
Streamer Freem, what do you think about Ace
Almost when the
Attorney?
Magmal server comes in and they get instantly spoiled.
The darkest timeline. What do you think of the trilogy when we're at this point, Freem?
Yeah. No.
Damn.
Hopefully that updates correctly.
I saw it.
Okay. No, alright, let's go back to the... I now have to enter a different mindset.
And you're going to court.
And I'm going to court.
Let's see, do I get frame 1 jump scared?
I'm going to court for bad Mega Man opinions, as it turns out. And by bad, I mean good.
I
Yes.
do. Oh, good morning! Oh, are you by yourself? And why haven't you beaten that Megan level?
Fuck. Morning, Pearls. I tried. I stayed up all night.
Mr. Nick! Please tell me what's gonna happen to your stream, and also Mystic Maya.
I'm sorry. We don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kinda strange.
I'm gonna assume that's Godot.
I'm gonna assume that's Godot, but let's find out one box from now. Oh, it's Edgeworth.
Oh, you're
Oh,
looking for Iris. Looks like I've played myself. She's in the prosecutor's lobby.
goddamn, Edgeworth? What's Iris doing over there?
She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak.
Today's
I have that on my
testimony?
mind. You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution.
Oh, wait, what?
The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession. Or so I've heard.
Francisca von Karma, what are you up to?
I know what you're thinking. But Francisca isn't going to be the prosecutor today.
What? Then who is?
Who else would it be but Godot?
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Godot.
Francisca is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's... Exactly. She has been out there all night, trying to remove these trick locks. The head nun's assistance, naturally, a 2-for-1. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly, and we receive some good news soon.
Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth.
Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow.
You don't have to tell me that.
Touché. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday.
It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all of this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger.
Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold into someone else. Literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner.
Thanks.
Partners now, on Pride Month.
Let's go, Pride Month.
I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Stoneham... No, I mean Miss Misty Fey. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. We'll solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. And then play Magmal 3. In that order.
It's real. 10. 10.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, good. I'm back, motherfuckers! The court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple. I just saw everyone was here, so I kicked the other guy out. Your Honor? What are you... Who, me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot. My poor Canadian-Irish brother. He looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here.
It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past.
I am not Canadian-Irish. I am whatever the hell I am. I'm just the judge. That's my nationality.
And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment.
Well said, Mr. Godot. I understood exactly what you said, at least up until the end anyway. Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement.
Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. Bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
So then, you mean... forget it. What do you mean?
I mean, you should be Canadian.
No.
Go back.
No.
During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make.
Confession? The defendant? Iris. Why didn't she discuss this with me first? Oh, very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. Fucking, the easiest 2 seconds of my life.
I'm confessing.
Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Oh man, that's so cool. My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes. But first I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's alright. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident. I did.
Are you actually confessing? Like usually they just kind of bullshit me when they say that. I say that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Donham.
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Oh, I got kind of excited.
That, but we'll deal with that later. I dealt with the cover-up. I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
What?
Decimated.
What? Oh my god, wow. It's kind of intense. Order in the court, order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
What? Oh my god, Phoenix Wright just got fucking owned. 3 minutes in court, I'm already covered in a cold sweat.
Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. Just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder.
Well, she wasn't over there, but she's just saying she stabbed the body in the courtyard, and she was by the courtyard, so no, that's possible. She just couldn't have been by the inner temple.
Isn't that right, Mr. J?
Ugh, that Godot, that cool bastard. So this is the confession they were conferring about. Pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Just get that in my pocket. Fuck this.
Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Iris was covering for someone? No, I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle. Or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Crane tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but the main family?
Yes. That's why I would dirty myself, if need be, to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Crane channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey!
Huh?
Lama Hummer.
Wake up and smell the coffee, right?
She's naming... Maya?! I'm freaking out! Oh my god, he's freaking out. We haven't even done anything yet. Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer!
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true.
I find that a little unlikely.
It's true, I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. Then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
Objection! That's ridiculous! Maya could never do such a... Shut the fuck up! The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I should have got water in between the games. Thought I was prepared for the unexpected. But I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction.
real murderer was the quick beams in that one stage. But I went to the inner temple that night, and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise
well,
strike
now
Mystic
this doesn't-
Maya with her staff.
Well, now this doesn't check out.
While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved forward in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So it was in self-defense?
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did go was... that woman. Iris even admitted it. Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. And don't bring up any ghosts. I don't want to hear about them.
Ghosts. I saw a ghost at the inner temple.
Hold it!
In the garden.
Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Objection. Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go?
It was in the inner temple's training hall.
A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay.
What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she?
What?
I didn't want to be the one to
Not
break
really.
it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There. We all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor. Mystic Elise attacked.
Hold it!
Mystic Maya defend.
I'm thinking about slamming. Okay, slam. You're saying that the victim attacked Maya. I mean, Miss Faye?
You thought about that really hard, but yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and it looked like she was going to collapse.
What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear. This doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute. What happened after that?
Mystic Elise
Hold it! She
Hill.
moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into a rope for a weapon.
Wait a minute! What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger. It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger, huh? And at least Donum tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye?
Yes, exactly.
You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce.
That's a thing that you do?
The thing that I do. You have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy?
Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? Yeah, I kind of do. She has a cane sword. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? But this witness is your own client! Yes, well, nevertheless...
That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hey, just a moment! It's my job to say that!
Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me.
Oh my god! I'm getting old.
Okay, now, let's continue.
She threw her staff and pulled a dagger in her robe and
Hold it!
kill.
She threw her staff away?
Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon.
It's true. It's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with the staff. Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff?
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright? Yeah, it's odd, alright.
Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with the dagger. I'm sure of this.
We'll get back to that after I hit the rest of the dialogue for fun. Hold it! And then?
Mystic Maya, she turned things around like you do, and then... She used the weapon she had taken and lunged forward to strike.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Holy shit. Witness, are you absolutely certain?
Yes. But believe she had no choice. If Mystic Maya hadn't done something...
My Faye's name would have been written on this autopsy report instead.
Yes, I see. This is bad. I still can't put the pieces together unless I go back in time and do it. Unless I find a contradiction in her testimony, Maya's gonna get blamed for this.
I only have this to say. It was self-defense.
Hold it!
In a previous case.
So you're saying Maya Fey was the one who stabbed Miss Elise Donim? Sister Iris, is that really what you saw?
Yes.
Objection. Tisk, 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 trite. If your mug is filled with black and bitter suspicions, the only way to get rid of them is to drink them down quick.
He's gonna do it.
Like this.
I know that's supposed to be a metaphor, but I don't get it.
There's only one thing you need to get, trite. It's called evidence. Now hurry up, before my next cup gets cold.
What does that mean? Is Godot waiting for me to point out the contradictions? I like to avoid the whole spirit channeling thing if I can. Not only would it be inadmissible as evidence, but I think it might actually hurt our standing with the judge. First I need to pick her testimony apart and expose the unnatural sounding parts. I don't know why Iris would tell a story like this, but there are two things I noticed that just don't add up. Well, let's start with this.
My testimony's right.
Objection! Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Miss Donum throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with the staff is to hit someone, right?
No. Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Donum really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Oh, wow. Oh, I wish I had a cane sword. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
Objection. That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this?
Fuck.
A long sword is unwieldy and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade.
Well...
Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony.
There is something strange about this whole testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright.
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Donut would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we're going for it. I'm just gotta remember what I have. Do I have anything that proves that she's Misty Fey?
Check your profiles.
I guess this, right? The master
Check your
tales.
profiles.
You might have Misty Fey in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a better pick.
Yeah. I'll go with it. I trust it.
Yep.
Elise Donut would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donum. Her real name was Misty Fey. Fey!
No! No, not Mystic Misty Fey! Scared
Who
me.
is this Misty Fey? Is she related to? I'm thinking. Misty Fey is the master of the Crane channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey. Are you serious? That's kind of just fucking crazy.
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Donum actually the great Misty?
There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing. Oh, wow. We all got owned. Lol. Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented. 1. That the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight. And 2. That the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter. Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
Listen, there's nothing in this world that's impossible. Except for one little thing.
Yes, what is this one little impossible thing?
Huh. You still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
Could you get to your point?
I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
You're going to ruin your health, my friend.
Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession,
My intervention went unloved.
I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty.
Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing?
Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else?
Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it. I don't think you have to look that closely, actually. It was pretty obvious. Oh, where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene.
Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
Huh? The pine tree?
This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree.
Just out of my camera. That bastard.
When the last blow was struck and in the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree.
Which means, the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct?
Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee.
Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice.
In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately.
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
A bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. And also put it in the inventory. Now then. The testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible.
You girls never lie. Ever.
In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
I don't know, some fucking bullshit. How about the incidents you saw? The battle between the two women.
Oh, that bullshit.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah.
We can all use some good bullshit.
Testimony. That bullshit.
That battle.
The battle. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern.
I want to be the guy. The red channel.
The red channel. Yes, that's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. I'm gonna go fill up my water bottle super quick, and I'll be right back.
Wow.
Because the double stream to judge true combo, I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling it a little. One sec.
No, I feel you too. I'm gonna start drinking my water. I was expecting Frame 1 Iris, not Frame 1 Pearl. And I'm just like, oh. And then Pearl and Edgeworth, and that's a deadly combination. I don't think there's been many combinations of Pearl and Edgeworth, but fuck. What the hell is going on here? Why is Iris, like, you're cringe? She's not really saying that.
We're back from the battle. Hold it! Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all of this?
What do you mean?
Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle.
I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden's stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark when the two of them were, so I think that's why they didn't see me.
So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. And tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck?
Ultra instinct.
Hold it! What happened to the victim's staff then?
I'm not sure. The area's very dark, so I really couldn't see. I think it got knocked away somewhere as the fight escalated.
Well, that makes sense. That would explain the need for the dagger.
Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike. Ooh, but Mystic Maya dodged it at the last second. Like she was under some kind of instinct. The dagger struck the lantern and fell to the ground.
Bum, 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 bum.
And then at some point, Mystic Maya picked it up.
Nothing sounds especially strange yet. What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her? Hold it!
Back to the wall.
You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim?
Yes. Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger.
I still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point? It's just silly.
As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal.
I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified.
Your animal analogies have grown tiresome.
You're the one who started it! Gato is fucking unhinged today. Anyway, so after Maya Fey backed the victim into the stone lantern, what happened next?
That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic
Hold
Elise.
it!
Ah!
Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Yes, I'm almost certain.
Almost.
The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who.
What did she just say? So in other words, it could have been someone else entirely.
Objection. We know that Maya Fey was at the Inner Temple that night. And that the woman that was killed was Elise Donham. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who?
I don't have anything to counter that yet. Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. Two of them faced each other for a moment.
Oh, this is... oh.
Then Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise like a vroom. Then Mystic Elise stumbled over and fell to the ground.
So she was stabbed in the stomach, huh?
Yes. Mystic Elise fucking
Hold
threw
it!
the knife away.
Where did that dagger go?
I have no idea. It was dark and I couldn't see.
Huh? Is it, huh?
Yeah?
According to sorry. According to the detective who found the dagger, it was stuck into the pine tree in the garden. Most likely it was flung towards the tree after the struggle. Someone had mad knife
That is the most
skills.
likely explanation. Yes, mad knife skills. After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away?
Now that I think about it, I think of it, she seemed to stare at Mystic Maya for a while. Mystic Maya stood there, not moving an inch. It felt for a moment like time had just stopped. But then suddenly, as if the spell had worn off, Mystic Elise fell over.
Seems like a reasonable story at first, but there's one thing that is completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone. That alone is impossible, which means this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere. Now, we mentioned how dark it was like 80 times, but I don't think it's actually anywhere in her testimony.
It was dark. It was so dark I couldn't see all these things. Like time had stopped.
What do I have again?
That's how dark it was.
Weather data, Shichito's staff. Oh, that would be a problem. Loss of blood from stab and back.
I'm saying the most truest testimony. The streamer wouldn't say I have a contradiction, would they?
I probably want to go after back in the lantern. It's the same thing as Luke at me. It's fighting style.
Yeah, I was thinking of that, yeah.
When
she mentioned fight, I'm like, oh man, it's like Luke at me again. This stupid special attack
her back
names.
couldn't have been against the lantern if she was stabbed in the back. Oh, wrong, huh? I have fucked up, Your Honor! You have fucked up! You dumbass motherfucker! Try the statement right after that one with the same thing. It seems to make sense, but, you know, fuck you. Okay, I guess we gotta go for the stabbing itself. Okay. Picky. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris.
Huh?
Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right. I had to get up.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. Oh my holy shit. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
It's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift?
Is that all you have to say?
Mr. Godot, are you alright?
I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Objection! Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is too much of this testimony just shut up! Just doesn't make sense. Like, your words. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter. And now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach. There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it? What?
I heard Irish from the judge.
I don't think you
I think
did.
like a bit of your Irish accent slipped for the joke.
Hey, I think you're going crazy. Lock her up.
Oh no, no, no! Well, it's just, I'm not crazy.
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean?
There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said?
I'm sure he can. Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself.
The witness was quite unambiguous about what her own... What? Huh? What is this sentence? What the fuck?
She's unambiguous
stop
about
it.
her... No, it makes sense. This will make
The
sense.
witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly.
Oh, shit.
A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light.
Light? Kingdom Hearts.
By the way, did you know? Hazakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple in training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit.
I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly?
Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Impossible.
It hadn't been used in a long time and the wick was no good. In other words, had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all.
Most enlightening.
Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite?
No! Ah! Ah, fuck. Order! Ah.
Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
Was not lit. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern! There's something written on it!
Huh?
Why? It's written in blood! Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet.
Written in blood?
It says Maya upside down!
What?
Oh, yes, that's right. Ah! After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body. Throat was like slightly dry.
It certainly looks that way.
Objection. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about?
What do you mean? What are we all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood.
Huh. Nonsense.
Wait.
This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Wait.
Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
So that's what he meant by that.
Wait. So
In
is
any
that why I
case-
couldn't see the fucking ketchup? From the last case.
Oh. Oh, probably.
What the fuck?
That makes sense.
Huh.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Cadeau, anything further? Mr. Cadeau?
Okay then, let's move on.
He's like, I guess it doesn't fucking matter. Cadeau is literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established that Miss Donut was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
We're all ears. I covered shit up. New music. After
Yo.
Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. There's so many mystics here, it's mystifying my brain. I thought it was my only duty to protect the future master of the Crane tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and... I used the Shichishito to alter the way the wound looked.
So you moved the body.
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fey clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Donum was actually Misty Fey. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for twist of fate, Your Honor.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body. But
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor.
I called.
Hold it. So you wait until everything was over before making a move?
No, it's not like that.
Objection. She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. Isn't that your job as the judge to mediate the argument?
It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on her what she had done.
Hold
I
it.
protect...
So then, you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey?
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed.
Hold it!
I'm strong.
Why did you do that?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way, and I'm strong. I thought the best thing would be to remove their body from the crime scene and...
You moved her body all by yourself, like the fucking strong?
I can carry 50 pounds. Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
The snow, huh?
I dragged
Hold it!
like a sandbag.
It's pretty amazing you could make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge.
It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold.
But there's only one thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River?
Ah!
It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
I can drive snowmobiles. I have
Hold
a
it.
license.
What license? The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Here's my commercial license. Show's commercial license. Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hasakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? Sure. About the snowmobile, about the tracks. Hey, give me the model number. Let me hear more about the snowmobile ride.
Well, it was very cold that night. So I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
Objection. I'm sorry, witness. But now I've got a problem with your testimony.
What? Excuse me?
Godot, what are you up to now?
That night, after the head nun left the remainder of the training to you, she said she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple.
Yes! I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates.
Let's recall her comments on the subject.
Well, we're not really recalling. None of us were here when she said it.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, look, it's me, I'm in court saying things. It was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean.
Wow, it's crazy we all remembered that.
Well, I was there, Mr. Wright.
Well, I mean, but...
I was there too, you just didn't see me.
Yeah, what the hell, Mr. Wright?
Okay.
Why do you have to make assumptions?
Okay. I was there too. I was in the gallery for once. I thought it'd be really funny if I was the one who said, "Oh my god."
He was just supporting his little brother, right? Can't you understand that a man wants to watch out for his family?
Hey, Jesus, shut up.
Yeah, it's something you should be learning from this case. It's very important.
This is one of those contradictions, wouldn't you say?
Oh, wow. That's a contradiction. The order! Mr. Godot! Why are you pointing out contradictions in the witness's testimony?
Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay?
Well, maybe. Sister Bikini missed it. Yes, maybe she didn't see it.
You think she missed it? That doesn't sound right.
Whatever. Even I don't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. Yes. You better be careful in your testimony. That's all I wanted to say. Smart little cookie like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that.
Yes, sir.
What was that all about? Why would Godot want to give me a hint? Very well then, let's continue with the testimony. So you transported the body by snowmobile, all the way to the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
Yes, I thought that way Mystic Maya would never be suspected. That's what I thought, anyway, and then I stabbed
Hold
him.
up, we had a second thing here. Hold it again. There's a whole nother
can drive.
timeline. She really did move her body by snowmobile. Then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hasakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why they're such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? That's probably important. It's usually important when it asks. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I like the statement Iris just made, added to the testimony. But, does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record.
This should be fun.
I gotta check the times of everything again.
Let's get the snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped.
Hold it!
Oh.
There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true?
Yes, I am.
When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear.
That's right, I'm certain of it.
I think I've trapped her this time.
I see how you think. Snow, huh?
What is going on here? The snow really had stopped by the time of the murder. It means there'd be a bigger hole in her story than the movie The Grid Revelations. What?
Matrix!
Well then, Mr. Trite, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. Let's see what's up your sleeve. Or rather, at the end of your index finger. Point at me, right?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of.
I can yell. Alright, I'm gonna say probably involves the fucking weather data.
Yeah, let me read the weather data again.
Lets me know there's something that changed to all the weather shenanigans.
Wait, where's my weather data?
I think it's like one more to the left.
Snow until 10:50 p.m. Lightning struck Dusky Ridge at 10:45.
Yeah, I see the problem. So if the snow stopped when the murder happened,
Yeah,
there's
then
absolutely
she couldn't
no
have
way.
crossed the bridge. She could not have crossed the fucking bridge.
Dang, we're smart.
Yeah. You dragged her across what? Objection! You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible.
What?
This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time.
Why do you say that?
Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire.
What did you say? The bridge, it was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down.
What? But it can't be.
Looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney.
No! The ace attorney!
You're wrong. Order! 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 The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection. The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man.
Me? What? Me? How dare you?
Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now.
Squat?
The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right?
Yes, of course, but...
Whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Donan was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Donan's body.
He makes a good point on both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night. So my memory is still somewhat hazy.
Objection! You have stood at that witness stand to testify this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection. It is only human to err.
Her profile said, if I remember correctly, it says that, like, she doesn't have any spiritual, doesn't seem to have any spiritual power. That said, I have
skill issue.
I have been nursing a small theory since the end of last stream, and so far nothing has proven me wrong. But I'm gonna keep it to myself in case I'm completely off base, because it would just derail the world.
Oh, you're so perfect, Trite. Maybe you can explain this for the court.
But it's seeming to line up. What is it?
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick? Or an illustration by the famous Maurice
Not
Donan?
exactly, no. I don't know any Laurices.
Oh, yo.
I know there must be some other way to get across that burnt-out bridge. But unless I could somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth.
Ah! Feeding trick its own, ha 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 ha. Alright then, witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be your final testimony?
Moving body. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move a body or the body. So I might have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling, or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying there's a way to cross a burning bridge? Are you, Mr. Wright?
The game's like, you want to present it? You want to do it? So just a misunderstanding, I see.
This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
Look at that photograph.
Look at that photograph. It certainly was burned to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition. Thank you, Dusky Bridge photo. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder.
Right. I'm only going to say it one more time.
Oh.
It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the errors of our ways.
The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. Alright, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination ever! This is the end!
Is this the end?
For some reason.
You can't
Hold
walk.
it!
Do you like the way I walk, or the way I talk?
Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place...
I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally. But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said. The body did make it across somehow.
Hold
I
it!
don't know.
But you seemed to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow had already stopped.
I'm terribly sorry. I was wrong.
Does she really think an apology is going to get her off the hook?
Snow's dumb.
Hold it! Snow's cool. This is no joke. You're giving a sworn testimony in the court of law.
Are you stalling for time, Mr. Wright?
Are you?
Just like the stream is for me for some reason.
Oh, oh, you are.
Now I'm
back?
back.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I was stalling for time the whole time. Thank you, Internet. Very cool. Well, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today? Why is my internet doing this?
Huh? Well, naturally, it was,
You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it?
But it had been some kind of special day I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation.
Objection.
How could you object to that?
No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite.
What? I thought everyone did.
By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If you insist on obsessing over that one statement, let's see the proof. Show some evidence that the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire.
Yeah, I know what you want me to do, game, but I gotta get all the dialogue. Hold it!
Read Stoneman.
Well, I don't see why there couldn't be a way to go across.
Mr. Wright, don't you think that sounds a bit silly?
What?
A dead body crossing a burning bridge. Did anyone actually witness such a thing?
This game is shaking me by the shoulder saying, "You dumbass! Present it!"
Dumbass. Present it.
If there was, I don't think you'd call someone like that a witness. After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something.
I've come all this way, so I owe it to everyone to figure this out. But how do you transport a body across a burning bridge? Even if I don't know the exact answer yet, it's okay. I'll start by examining all of my evidence and see where that takes me. I've got to be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead.
You don't have evidence to present.
I guess
Phoenix right, more like
probably
shark
this one.
right.
Yeah, IKEA shark right.
It's probably this one, but like it could be the first one.
I'll eat my hat if it's not this one.
Okay. Objection!
Okay.
A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What?
You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air.
I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen.
Preposterous!
Holy shit.
That's
Who
really
is it? Who is this witness? I can't chicken out here. I've got to keep on the attack and go, go, go! Miss Elise Donham's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Laurice Donham.
It's me, Laurice Donham, bro.
Highly gifted.
Apprentice?
Remember when he said in what he said in his testimony? That night he was at the Mountain Shack, Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event.
Yo!
I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Now, Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Uh-oh. The judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket.
Well, try it. There's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm gonna prove it.
Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down.
Yep.
If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with the sketch?
Upside down? Why did Godot say that?
Getting mixed messages from Godot today.
Alright, let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is the sketch trying to show? I don't think old Whiskerface is gonna forgive any more mistakes. Alright, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over.
Might want to sit. Oh, never mind.
The sketch drawn by Laurice Donham is... I've lost my ability to fuck around.
I mean, you have the court record.
Oh, I do have the court record.
Do have the court record.
Oh, I have a picture of the bridge now. Hold up. Hold up. One sec. I think I know what they're trying to do here, so I'm doing it.
Oh, yo. This case, man. Holy shit. What the fuck?
So assuming that I am supposed to be looking at this picture upside down because they said it 3 times in a row, there should not be 2 cables. right? Because cable. Am I looking at this right? Because a cable burned, right? See one. I can't save.
You might have snapped
save.
after.
I don't know what I'm answering. Evidence of nothing is off. A complete contradiction. Exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
I don't
just
think it's
upside down.
But is that exactly
Kinda
what
feeling
happened,
that
or is that
too.
or is that a complete contradiction?
It's exactly what happened.
I'm thinking it's exactly what happened as well.
Yeah, it's definitely upside down. But I'm trying to predict the. Well, because I've done this before. I have to get in the mind of the thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the game developers here. Because I think it's upside down. It's, like, definitely upside down. But... Which actually makes sense, because the picture of, like... Isn't Larry, like, lying on his back when he sees it? In, like, that picture of him? Isn't he literally...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's just... Does that mean it's a contradiction? Or... Exactly. Well, everyone thinks it's... I saved my game.
I'll say
Okay.
one thing. Only one of these options will give you a penalty.
Okay, so it's as long as they don't say it's evidence of nothing. So, because that's just wrong. That's just incorrect.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
let's.
it's like what the game was prodding
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Let's just go down the list. If I will not eat shit and die, and I'll just do the other one if the game wanted the other one. Something is obviously funny about this sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Maurice Donham stated it over and over, that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. Look, he's upside down. It makes
I'm
perfect
upside
sense.
down, bro. Look at me, bro. I'm laying down.
However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it.
It contradicts reality.
This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger pointing thing again. Okay,
Oh.
tried. I missed some of the dialogue. Oh,
He
well.
just like what contradicts reality, I think.
I'm going with the wire, man. One of the wires broke. If it's upside down, right? Because nothing on here will be upside down. What do I point out? All of it?
I was gonna say the body, but
I'm on Team Wire for days. I'm on Team Wire for
okay.
days. No, I'm on Team Wire for years. Because that's how you get the body across. If he's upside down, woo! Use the wire. Fucking Tarzan that shit. I've played Danganronpa.
I
This
love
wire.
the fact that you went woo and probably made a hand motion, and none of us could see it.
yeah.
It's this wire connected to the bridge. The wire? Don't say I'm wrong, Godot. This is like the mirror thing all over again.
Is this the thing that contradicts reality?
It is indeed.
Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with.
Dude, I'm there.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. Sorry, I'm not on my A game today.
Take that.
Oh.
That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct? Yes, now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge... Jumping just as fat! What? The wires are below the guard wires. Holy shit. They're not talking about it being upside down yet, but I was just there. You said upside down 3 times. I just believed in the game. Order! The sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Perhaps he just drew it wrong.
Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong.
For someone like Larice, I admit a mistake is definite possible. A definite possibility. Holy shit. I couldn't even read it right. But then that begs the question. Why did he make a mistake? What was the reason?
Are you saying you know the answer to that?
Listen, think back, alright? Remember what Larice was doing when he witnessed this event. He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and finally he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now ponder what sort of position Larice must have been in at that time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates. But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down. Ah!
No way.
Larice Donham witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. Holy fucking shit, what the hell? And so then, the sketch should actually... I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Larice Donham's sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look. Oh, wow. That's great. It's an underhand throw. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right. Just like a pendulum.
Ridiculous.
Will we shut up for 5 seconds? Order, order, order!
Objection. Of all things to say, a pendulum.
The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But the body had been found in the inner temple. It would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done.
Objection. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long. Which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff.
Yes, that sounds right.
In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you need a rope at least 10 yards long.
Oh, I'm so ahead of you right now, game. I'm miles ahead.
To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead.
Objection! The lightning strike that night could have only been an accident, so it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then... they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them.
What?
I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope on hand to create a pendulum? It was the wire, it was the wire, it was the wire, it was the wire. Take that! And the meaning of this is, if you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard. Ah, my beard is glorious! This is one of the wires from the bridge! When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise Donham's body. Woo!
Oh, holy shit! Oh my god. That looks so
That's exactly what I did with my hand. Because there was simply no other way to move the body. Holy shit.
I'm drinking.
Oh, that's a big fucking mug. Mr. Godot! Are you okay? Seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. Seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. So I suppose that it's not an impossibility after all. Oh, hello.
Objection. Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. did that really happen? Try it. Wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. So then, that was the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here... Whoa! It would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Did you say drop? Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance.
What kind of evidence?
Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. 10 feet, huh? That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose.
Oh, that's...
Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off of Miss Elise Donham's staff. And even more important is the place where the crystal sphere was found. Indeed, I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found... Ah! Shit! Precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed. This is some crazy
I feel like that was
fucking
a 2 evidence one.
shit. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. What was, I don't know what that noise was. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Oh, that's what it was.
Oh.
Mr. Wright!
I thought this cold coffee might help you cool down.
Well, what is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot?
That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Trite. But you forgot about one thing.
Oh, and what would that be?
The aroma.
I cleaned it off fast. Uh-huh. I had the towel ready and everything.
The coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma.
The rest of the court doesn't speak coffee needs. Could you elaborate a bit more?
If the criminal had sent the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it.
An accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So, who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Trite?
Shit. Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Very well then. If you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body on the Hazakura Temple side?
This is interesting.
I think it's Iris.
I'm
Yeah,
also
that's
leaning
what I'd
towards
say.
that.
I'm not okay. I'm like 90% sure I'm right about what my theory was last stream. So I'm more confident saying it now. And I only
Excellent.
I only got this theory when I clipped a funny clip we did last stream. So I will now explain it.
Okay.
I'm 90% sure that whoever channeled Dahlia Hawthorne never stopped. And that is currently who we're talking to right now. And they switched when the earthquake happened. And she ran off. Because immediately after that, Iris did not remember that she talked to Phoenix Wright. Which is a really weird thing to forget when you give the hood. She's like, oh wow, yeah, it just totally slipped my mind. And like, she's being like really sussy right now.
What clip was it, Freem?
What clip was it? It was a clip I made. It was like I'm around that section. Whatever clip I clipped the other day.
Frame 1 Doug Swallow?
The Frame 1 Doug Swallow, yeah.
Oh. Huh.
Because that makes sense, because everything, like, because Iris is, like, being super aggro right now.
I was going
And,
to
like,
say...
And, like, just
If
now,
it
she was like,
is-
she didn't know the bridge was on fire. Like, she's missing fucking things she should know. But that does mean
Yeah.
that Iris did it is Iris catching on the other side, but the Iris on the stand has been testifying to everything on the other side of the temple.
Huh. I was gonna say, like, if it is Iris on the Hazakura Temple side, then that has some very weird implications here. That definitely lead to your theory.
It
that
just
I'm
I thought of
thinking.
those implications and it just fed into what I've been thinking perfectly. So now I'm like this seems to get me thinking on this, right?
Or it could be bikini.
Or it was just bikini, yeah.
No, her back just...
Well, regardless, it was definitively Iris who was on that side. Like, we know, everyone knows that. It can only be you, Sister Iris.
Huh? But I...
I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that.
Oh, thanks, game.
You're the only one that could have managed it.
Objection. That's right. Were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the inner temple after the mother-daughter bloodbath.
Objection! I haven't forgotten. But have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in two different places at the same time. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
Mention what?
The pendulum, of course. Using the sketch drawn by an eyewitness. I have established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help, so you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with. I fucking love being right.
What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple?
Objection. Are you serious, Trite? You mean this woman is...
There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is...
Iris.
Godot.
It's me.
I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. My mouth is open. Hawthorne? Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless.
It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh yes, I remember now. That case, 5 years ago. Good times.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. I don't think I said
remember
that
me?
enough.
I was so cool. I fucking remember Doug Swallow. He was a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month.
So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom.
Oh, what? Holy shit, that was raw as hell. Order!
Wait a moment. How can you? My sister, she's already dead. What kind of?
Objection! You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the Korean channeling technique flows within that body. The Korean channeling technique? Now, where have I heard that? That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, current inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. Fucking nuts.
What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was?
Well, if you're going to put things that way, then yes.
Objection. We're supposed to believe that a coincidence like that just happens.
Objection! Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions.
What's that?
These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple.
2 of them.
Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell. In other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris. And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris sister bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Objection. Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris.
What? What? Oh wow, get on. Get on with another owning.
Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike.
Oh,
pendulum.
That's right.
Naturally, that would mean that Iris, or that the Iris received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
After being notified of what had happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center.
Yes, I suppose. I can't deny any of that.
Oh, thank goodness. Looks like he's finally convinced.
But something still seems off. Way off. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night.
I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places.
Switch places? Wow, I'm out of comments for the gallery. To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne?
Oh my god.
Yes, there was.
Your theory.
Feed me. Yum, 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 yum. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Oh, explain yourself! Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown.
Unknown? What do you mean?
What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. Well, who was it? Who would give a murder suspect the time to move around freely like that? I'm sorry, I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris the chance to freely move about was...
I'm in the box.
Take that! This is... Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake? Oh shit!
Earthquake! Oh my goodness, the inner temple. This kind of tremor might...
This is just really unfortunate this would happen at this exact time.
I fucked up. I fucked up. She fled. She escaped because I fucked up. Edgeworth was distraught.
You fucked up.
Lost in her thoughts.
We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright! Now see here! No judge in his right mind would consider the idea of spirit channeling in...
Be quiet.
Oh, fuck.
It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
Oh, fuck! That voice! They're remarkably similar, I thought, but whatever.
Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne. In my current profession, permanently retired. I love her.
Damn, that's raw.
I had to get that like prepped.
Peak is here.
So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
What is going on here? Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again, and I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time I'll end it. For her and for myself.
Oh shit.
Alright, I have to use the bathroom real quick, but we got like a little under an hour before we have to stop stream, and we will use this little under an hour to our benefit. I will
Yes,
be
finally,
right back.
Freem will go and beat that level.
Peak.
The peak. The peak is here. I had like a whole like 30 minutes to like realize what Freem was thinking and be like, oh, I'm gonna have to think about this now, aren't I? This is the switch. I like had a nagging feeling because of the way that I think it was like how she kept calling him Mr. Right. I don't remember if Iris did like the same thing on like the first day. I was like, okay, I don't understand what's going on, and then all the pieces of evidence came by. I'm like, oh,
That is a
I
very
kind of understand what's
interesting
going on.
That is a very, very interesting conversation when you reread it with the context that it's Dahlia.
The first conversation?
Um, the one in the inner temple with the Cyclops.
Oh. Hmm. Is it when she says Dahlia never liked you because she thought you were cringe, Phoenix, right? Or just like rereading like the whole first convo again with that in
Well, I
mind?
mean the entire thing, but that's a highlight for sure.
Oh.
You know what the funniest part about this is?
What?
The absolute funniest part of this whole reveal is that in the investigation scene when Phoenix is like, "Hey, what about that guy your sister dated? What did she think of him?" And
We
she
were
was like,
talking about
"She was
that.
like, he was a fucking asshole, dumbass bitch,
He's
stupid
cringe.
motherfucker."
Stupid bitch.
I just heard it though.
Dumbass.
Just heard it as an aside. He was a
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
just
I was
the
your
rumor
sister,
mill
clearly.
was that Phoenix Wright is a fucking idiot. So
I love Dahlia. I love Dahlia.
back to the
She
fight.
is really P. The fact that she is like just this nobody who has done so much in this fucking game.
Back to the grind. What some fucking crazy
Yeah,
shit's
literally.
happening? Now that we saved our game, let's continue where I'm dropping frames. My frames are back. I just dropped them for a moment as a
Indeed
treat.
they are.
Let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness.
Yes. How can I help you, Mr. Judge?
Well, it seems that if we're to learn the truth, we'll need to hear your testimony.
I have no problem with that. But when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown.
In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. Just for shits and giggles, I guess. Yeah.
I'm evil now.
That's not the music.
That's not the music. What the fuck?
The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay in the stupid box to install her own daughter as the next master. But for it to work, Maya Fey would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, of course, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
So that means you really are. Hold it! Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fey?
Yes. You have a problem with that?
Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that.
Watch yourself, Trent. If you've got a problem, solve it during cross-examination. That's one of my rules.
Mr. Godot is correct. But by the way, that's one of my rules as well. To kill Maya. Could it be true?
Yeah, stupid right, she's dead. I killed her.
Oh, we're back, okay.
We're still here in Allegro.
Hold it!
I died.
You were executed last month, correct?
Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant.
How'd you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay?
Last year, she was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her.
I see. So that's when you discussed the plan?
Ha! Are you crazy? At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well. Even though I'm her one daughter, and one and only daughter.
You have a, okay. I'll have to make Pearl Fay the master of Kareen?
She's a cold-twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her younger sister, Misty, took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan.
A plan, huh?
It was stupid and dumb and
Hold
dumb
it!
and stupid.
I mean, kind of, but you're talking about Pearl Fay, is that correct?
Yes. Though at first, she had high hopes for the two of us.
You and your twin sister, Iris.
That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father.
Abandoned?
The only person I ever really cared about in my life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at an old temple. That's so fun.
What the? How do you do that at age, like, what, 6? You mean Iris?
Did I stutter? Yes, father remarried a woman who also had a daughter.
One of my
The less
frames.
children you have, the more... It's an
They're
old
back.
adage.
No
The less
back.
children you have, the more money there is to go around. Right, right? And on top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general.
How horrible.
The really horrible one was that woman. That bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power. Unfortunately for her. Morgan Fay heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams to that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having her bloodline become the main family.
Hold
Mai
it!
is dead.
I would have to die? But why?
For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master. The remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of.
Objection! But Pearls would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya.
How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all.
That's ridiculous.
She was willing to sacrifice everything, and anything, and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter, and naturally, the life of Maya Fey as well.
How could anyone do that?
I kill.
Hold it. You? You were going to kill Maya?
Pearl didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions in the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do to me.
Ugh.
So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger twin. On Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple.
He and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart, right? If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris that had done it.
And the witness in this case was the head nun, Sister Bikini.
I never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway. Criminal act, crime, whatever.
But why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she?
Twin sister. Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her.
Backstabber.
You just don't understand, and you never will. Anyway,
Hold it!
plan went wrong.
You think the plan was a success?
Oh, you heard me. Just as that woman had hoped. Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of the Master will pass on to Pearl Fey.
Objection! That's absurd. Maya's she's just trapped inside the sacred cavern.
Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever. Aren't you, my darling Feeny? You want to know the truth? Ever since we've met, I've despised you. You're sniveling naivete. I can't even pronounce this word because of how much I hate you. And your
Naivete.
Thank you, prosecutor. Your sniveling naivete and your pathetic faith in other people.
I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Fey's plan?
I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. It had no point. No value other than fulfilling her own greedy desires. Yes. It was certainly nothing to be proud of.
If that's how you feel, why did you help her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya?
You may not understand it, being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that.
So then tell me, why?
Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman. I only act in my own self-interest. The reason I helped her was for myself. For my own personal satisfaction.
What did you say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead?
Do you understand why I would kill Maya Fey now? What my goal was?
Hold it! Obviously, it's because you were helping Morgan Fey.
Helping? Don't make me laugh. From the day I was born to the day I died, I never helped anyone. I lived for myself. And in the end, I died for myself. I thought that was obvious.
So she wasn't actually cooperating with Morgan. She was just using Morgan in her plan so she could accomplish her own goal.
All I wanted to do was kill Maya Fey. That was the only way I could think of to get revenge.
Revenge? Looks like I have no choice but to present that piece of evidence. I can't believe it. She meant to kill Maya. I've got to keep a cool head. And I need to get more information out of her. Oh, this is the reset dialogue. It's the only way to understand this planet. What she was after as well.
I exposition dumped all over you. Fuck you, Phoenix Wright.
I'm assuming, yeah. Yeah. I'm no fool. Objection! Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself?
As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore. Because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead, and you can't take revenge against them either.
You wanted to take revenge on someone!
I was sentenced to die because of that woman. Mia Fey.
I somehow knew this was it.
I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge wasn't possible, I gave up.
And the reason it was impossible?
Godot's just kind of been chilling with this whole thing. It's like, whoa, boy.
Was it perhaps because Mia Fey had already died?
Yes, and I realized, well, there's only one way to take revenge against the dead.
And how do you do that? Asking for a friend.
Oh, I will do tell. Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on. Forever. I wanted to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the one and only way I could take my revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason I helped out with that woman's plans.
Just for that? For that you would kill Maya? Your goal was no different than that of Morgan Fey. I don't know what's going on in this goddamn courtroom. As they say, the apple doesn't fall from for the fuck.
I agree, Your Honor.
Fuck you. What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, and heartless.
Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you. There's not a thing you can do to me.
Ugh.
That night. At about 9:30 p.m., I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair up and put on a demon warding hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple.
So it was at least Donum who channeled her after all. That's interesting.
That ridiculous head nun. Never noticed a thing. She left Maya Fey at the inner temple. And wobbled back, clutching her poor old back.
What did you do then?
That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom, and... oh shit. He's dead.
So then you're saying you stabbed Maya? And the cat's here?
It's strange, but... the cat's here. And I don't have a very clear memory of what happened after that.
What does that mean? No clear memory.
I don't know. I think I was stabbed.
You were stabbed?
At the last minute. Maya Fey must have stabbed me, I'm sure of it.
Objection! That's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a french fry with a plastic fork.
That's very specific. Anyway, I suddenly
did.
lost consciousness. I'm sure you did. But before I did, I scrawled her name on the lantern. Uh-oh. Just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I'd hoped it would cast suspicion on her. Just like Danganronpa.
I can't believe she was thinking of that until the bitter end.
That's where my memory temporarily stops.
Damn, I can't believe Dahlia Hawthorne fucking dies, comes back and says, "Woo!" and then gets stabbed. And fucking dies again. She just gets fucking kicked out. It stops.
I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own two hands. My very last memory was... Oof! Fuck, that was like my instinct, I'm sorry. Maya's terror-filled eyes. I thought that was gonna be the stupid red screen again. It's not dumb, I'm just like reminded of other things with it. When I woke up after that, I was the one in the sacred cavern surrounded by darkness.
You were in the sacred cavern.
The entrance was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I had been trapped in there.
But how did you wind up in there?
I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was actually dead. And I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I had killed her myself.
For a ghost, you're one tough cookie.
I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out.
The trick lock stopped you, huh?
I didn't know how to remove it.
So then you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside the sacred cavern.
Yes. I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible. But it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted when I was working on it.
Interrupted?
It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall.
What the who? Could it have been Maya?
I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see.
Why not?
If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern.
That morning, only 2 people could have gone into the training hall. Maya and Pearls. Pearls went there to cover the hanging scroll in gravy.
Still, I finally managed to remove the lock. But I was too late.
What do you mean by that?
The files had already the flies had already started to gather.
The bridge had
And by
been
that I mean-
fixed and the police had started their investigation, right?
Yes, that bumbling detective. So naturally I couldn't go out. So instead, I returned to the cavern and put the lock back on myself. I realized I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I had hoped. But just then, well, Lady Luck showed up.
Lady Luck.
After that big earthquake, she showed up all by herself.
The real Iris?
She said she'd come to make sure the sacred cavern was alright. Oh, stupid girl. I came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place.
Just with 5 extra locks. Just like, well, let's just make... just,
I had finally learned exactly what had happened. It was then that I learned that the plan had actually succeeded.
What do you mean your plan had succeeded?
I had misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one that had summoned me, I had assumed that it was Pearl Fay.
Well, of course you would have assumed that. It was written in the instructions.
But I was wrong. The person that had actually called my spirit back was... Misty Fay, the picture book author.
What? That's fucking crazy.
Well, it might sound a bit crazy, but that's really the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden, it was her body that was left lying there.
Yeah, sure. I'll get ghosts.
Maya Fay. I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit.
And that is?
Matricide. The sin of killing her own mother.
Ugh. No way! Order in the court! What is the meaning of this?
It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Fay. But even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Fay's life was none other than your darling little Maya.
Objection! Ridiculous! That's nonsense.
Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there?
What? What do you mean? What is this so-called evidence?
The fact that Maya Fay has disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it?
Huh?
The idea that she's still in the sacred cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple, and that much is obvious. In that case, there's only one place she could be.
Where?
Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of Eagle River. Where else?
Eagle River.
Maya Fay
Bro.
killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's when she threw herself into the Eagle River. Most bodies that wind up in there are lost forever.
What are my frames?
Ignore... Not the frames, no.
Okay, they came back. Thank you, OBS. Ignore the 2 people in this courtroom who survived that.
So, what do you have to say now, Feeny?
Oh. Ugh. I got nothing this time. Godot?
Ito phone?
What?
Ito has a phone?
I have a phone. Oops. Sorry, that's my phone.
What kind of ringtone is that?
Called Jazz, you troglodyte. Godot here. Okay, thanks.
Was it something important?
I just finished removing the locks from the sacred cavern.
That's great! What about Maya?
was a woman in the cave.
Wasn't Maya Fey?
It was the accused, Sister Iris.
Boy, that would have been confusing if we hadn't solved this puzzle 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just finished telling you that.
So, what about Maya? Where is she?
There was no one else found inside the sacred cavern.
No. It can't be.
I told you, didn't I? She's dead.
No. No! Fuck my... Probably not, but I mean, not at all, but that's okay. It seems that this case has come to an end. The tragic end. No one's really happy about this. And sadly, it appears the killer of Elise Stoneham, also known as Misty Fey, was her own daughter, Maya Fey. Overcome with guilt for what she has done, Maya Fey jumped to her death into the raging waters of the Eagle River. Can't be.
Right. Have you ever heard this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. No matter how improbable it may seem.
What is that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Godot?
According to this witness, Maya Fey threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth?
Nope.
Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden. Which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side near the bridge.
Ah, that's right. That's where she jumped from.
Wait, it's the same mistake as last time! No!
That's impossible. Impossible to jump into the river from there.
The exact same blunder. What?
Don't get your panties all twisted up, Trite. Just relax and think through the whole thing again.
So it's impossible? Maya couldn't have thrown herself into Eagle River. Well, Mr. Wright, Miss Hawthorne claims that Miss Faith threw herself into the river from the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes this claim?
I make no mistakes, right?
Yeah, it has not changed. It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows this better than the witness.
What did you just say?
11 years ago, you jumped into the very same river. Just take a look at this overhead map. As you can see, below the cliff on the inner temple side is a big rock shelf. Oh! Oh! You're right! She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped off from there. In other words, if she had jumped, we should be able to see her body in this photo!
So you finally figured it out.
You... No!
Oh wow. Yeah, she's not dead, maybe. Order, order!
You're just playing with me. Maya's Faye's body is at the bottom of Eagle River. There's nowhere else she could have possibly be hiding.
Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard this one before? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Yes, just a few minutes ago, you idiot.
Maya Fey wasn't inside the sacred cavern. We now know that she didn't throw herself into the Eagle River.
Correct. That eliminates all the most likely possibilities.
Now, although it seems to be improbable, there's still one other place she could be. What? What is this one possibility you were talking about?
That's obviously a bluff. So where's her dead body then?
Finally, I think the pieces are falling into place. Normally, the living have no way to punish the dead. But I think there's a way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Shall I tell you where Maya is this very instant? Maya Fey is... Ba-boom.
Oh, shit.
There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom.
What?
You say she's here in my courtroom? Oh, is she in the audience? Can we check the gallery? And Dahlia Hawthorne. I seem to recall that she said, I had misunderstood one thing, you see.
So what?
But I think there's one more thing you misunderstood.
What do you mean?
Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne?
Why that's obvious. It's Pearl Fey. That pathetic little sniveling runt.
You're wrong. Pearl's tried, but she just couldn't do it.
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened.
Wow, is there any explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit? That's kind of whack.
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Someone called me before Pearl did? But who?
Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime. But she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clearer to you right about now, am I correct? It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. There was someone who called you before she could. I'm glad the judge just would have shot me dead if I got that wrong. This is an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it, and Misty Fey is gone. There's only one possibility left. Come on already! I can't stand the tension! Dahlia Hawthorne. The person channeling you right now must be Maya Fey.
What?
Holy goddamn hell. But how could that be? Remember what this witness, Dahlia Hawthorne, said about her goal.
She said her goal was to kill Maya Fey.
Yes, that's right. But if Maya channeled the spirit of someone that was trying to kill her...
Well, Gramps, what would happen?
Could it be? Oh shit! Looks like you finally understand, Your Honor.
Well, I don't. What are you going on about?
What I'm going on about is the reason Maya channeled you. And there's only one reason. To protect herself from you.
To protect herself from me?
Dahlia looking for the nearest knife at this exact moment. Like,
Help.
Can I stab myself in court real quick? Yo. Yes, on the night of the crime, you were only interested in one thing. Killing Maya Fey. The path back to Hazakura was closed off and there was nowhere for her to run. So then the problem became, where would be the safest place to hide?
You mean that's when she channeled me?
All this time you thought you had been channeled by Pearls. That's why it never occurred to you that Maya's hiding place was you.
No, don't say that. You're saying that Dahlia Hawthorne. was played for a fool by that little whelp. Maya Fey killed herself. Isn't it obvious?
Objection! Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into the Eagle River. This was the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple.
I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that who has never been out in the real world. No, she could have never come up with a plan like that. Who could have ever given her such a brilliant idea?
Well.
Me, of course.
Oh shit, Llama's here. Oh shit. Mia?
Mia Fey.
Bring out your dad.
It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Okay, Jesus.
So it's true. It was you.
Yeah.
Here's something else.
But what are you doing here?
That hair. It's pearls, right?
Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to that night one more time. You had just cornered Maya in the Inner Temple's garden. And then, in the final moments of the fight, you lost consciousness.
Rude.
I was stabbed by Maya Fey.
Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you.
You did.
Not terribly surprising since she was about to be killed.
When she woke up, she was in the training hall. That's when Maya decided she needed help. So she channeled me. She explained in the memo the situation she was in. She asked me what I thought she should do.
Did that? I can't believe it.
Of course, I didn't have all the details. But one thing was perfectly clear.
That was...
I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free.
Free? What do you mean?
It was a race against time, so I wrote down two things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock herself in the sacred cavern until help arrived.
So it was Maya who put that lock on there. Yes, but why did you order her to do those two things?
If she hadn't done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Fey.
But pearls?
Yes, Pearl didn't properly understand the plan. So all she was trying to do was follow her mother, Morgan Fey's instructions. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly.
So that's how it was. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Fey to kill Maya at all costs.
Yes, it certainly sounds like that was the intent all along.
How dare you! I won't forget this.
Why not just admit it, Dahlia Hawthorne? Your little plan was nothing but a big failure.
Yes. Another failure to add to the pile of shame, wouldn't you say?
What do you mean by another?
Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes? Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure.
What? How dare you!
11 years ago. The fake kidnapping. Your very first crime. It was a nice flip. You got your hands on a $2 million diamond, but... After Terry Falls escaped and went up to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed.
Shut your mouth. That wasn't my fault. It was because of that stupid oaf of a prisoner and that weakling of a policewoman.
And then, 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but...
I'm dead!
you wound up killing someone else who's very, very deceased. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you, but it's no longer funny.
You wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face.
And now this. You've messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape, even though she was right there in front of you.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Mia Fey! You spinster! I was supposed to kill Maya Fey like I swore I would. If only you had gotten the spiky-haired jerk the guilty verdict. I wouldn't have been hanged to death.
True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me.
What? What did you say?
Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all of eternity.
I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you, because you were already dead.
What about it?
Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on, forever.
That's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you'll have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne. A miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. And for you, there is no escape from that. No hope of freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you has burnt to a crisp.
You're wrong. It can't be.
Oh shit.
How could I lose to the likes of you?
It no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now! What the fuck?
What the hell?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I'm not ready. Not ready to go.
She's dead as hell!
I'm dead.
No one has ever been more owned in existence.
Sis.
Oh shit, she got a Sprite for being down.
Oh. Down.
What the fuck was that? Anyone see that? Or was that just me?
Oh,
Now then, I assume you are the real Iris? And the cat is screaming?
I was just rescued from the sacred cavern. What the hell happened here?
I must say you and your twin sister are indeed identical from what I can see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Godot, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne?
If you ask me, Your Honor, it looks like she went back to the hell she came from.
Seems that Misty Fey wasn't the only victim of this crime. Maya Fey, as well as the young Pearl Fey, were also victims of this wicked and selfish plan. Yes, Your Honor. The tragedy of Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems. It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit again. Like, can we get a ban list for that shit?
It's on the blacklist.
Your Honor? Yes, what is it? About this whole spirit medium thing. It's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now. Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on the crane channeling technique. Hey, is that the New Year's issue of Old Colt? I've seen quite a few things in my many years on the bench. And in all that time, I finally learned this one thing. Each case is different and takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand that world, first we have to immerse ourselves in it completely. And that's where my brother and I used to differ. Never thought of it that way. At any rate, it's time to pass judgment in the case of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Objection.
At this hour? I gotta end stream in like 10 minutes.
You're a little too fast with that gavel, Your Honor.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Godot? We literally sent her to hell! You were there!
this trial. It isn't over yet. That's what he means.
What?
Right. Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her testimony?
Huh? Dahlia's testimony?
I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and...
Oh yeah, who the fuck killed her?
It's strange, but... I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that.
Like, actually, like, out of characters.
I think I was stabbed.
It was Larry Butts again.
Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone.
Yes, that's right.
That person that was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. At least don't. No. Misty Fey. But who killed her? We still don't know who did it.
This isn't over? Well, it wasn't Iris, I'll tell you that much. She was on a different island.
Unless someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial.
I don't know if that's how trials work, Godot.
It really isn't, but just roll with it for a second.
Okay, it's for the video game.
We can't let her walk until there is evidence that proves her innocence.
No way. But this court isn't prepared for any further testimony.
The prosecution is ready to call our final witness.
A final witness?
This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Fey.
Indeed.
Is it really all right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Of course it's alright, Madam Attorney.
Very well then. Who is this final witness?
Isn't it obvious? The one person who saw the whole event and will put this final dagger in this case.
Someone who saw the murder take place.
The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes.
That's thematically appropriate. You mean Maya? You can't. She can't testify after what she's just been through.
We need to find the truth. Prosecution calls Maya Fey to the witness stand.
Very well. But first, we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Fey to recover before summoning her. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we will proceed with the trial.
Hey, Trite, I've got something to say to you, so listen up.
What is it?
I don't think much of you as a lawyer.
I've noticed.
It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case. Some beautiful woman always seems to come dashing in at the last minute to save you.
Or Gumshoe.
You've got some nerve.
That's not going to happen this time. This time, you're going to have to do this by yourself.
That's enough. This court is now at recess. Fucking go on the swings or whatever the fuck you guys do.
I'm here.
I should save my game and end the stream, objectively speaking.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. More
probably
case.
Yeah, because I gotta do stuff in like 6 minutes, so that's a great stopping point. I think we're gonna see Iris's first line.
It's my first slide. I'm truly sorry
Great.
about everything.
Good for being sorry.
I
We
will
will
repeat the slide in
potentially
another week.
we will potentially finish the game next week. Wow, good shit.
Oh, peak fucking fiction. What the fuck?
We are
Good sh-
currently basking in peak.
Good shit, English.
Bless yourselves.
Fuck.
You ever get owned so hard you get sentenced to hell?
You ever
Spirit
get called a
medium.
loser so hard it exercises you?
Yeah. What the fuck?
I didn't expect him just to be like, oh yes, by facts and logic, and the fact that you suck, you're going to hell.
Gets criticized. It gets criticized once, dies.
That's the one dies.
All right, thank you
What the fuck?
thank you for stream, everybody. I'll see you next week. Oh no, my frames
See
at the
you
last
later.
second. I'm saying goodbye. They're all dropping. All my frames. Oh, they're back.
Say goodbye to your frames.
My frames are back, so I can say bye. See ya.
Woo.